Hi there, this is Sarah with Christine and Company, and I'm part of our leadership council here. And I'm here to talk to you today about the 10 top tips for having an awesome open house. So, number one, do them, right? That's step number one. Tip number one, do them, but do them regularly. Don't just throw out, like, oh, I did one weekend this month and just didn't really have anything happen. Do them regularly with consistency. I would suggest an average of at least 6 per month. So you want to make sure you're getting a fair amount of open houses scheduled throughout the month to really be able to determine how your traffic is, how your conversion rate is, all of that, right? So number one, do them regularly, consistently. Number two, I like to try to stay targeting my open houses around what the average price point is for that area that I'm doing an open house in, right? So the reason behind that is I think that the higher you get into price point, or if you're in the above average price point for that area, chances are the majority of those buyers may already be working with an agent. So if you stay more targeted towards the average price point, you may have better odds of having people who may not have an agent already that they're committed to. So that's number two, target the average price point. Number three, circle prospect, right? We're familiar with circle prospecting. You want to get a list of numbers. If you're here on our team, we have the resource of Cole Realty, which gives you a list. You can do a radius search. You can, get a list of phone numbers and circle prospect around that open house. I like to set myself up by having my open house lined up by Wednesday, preferably of that week, right? So if I'm doing like a Friday evening and a Saturday, Sunday, I want to try to have that open house scheduled and lined up by Wednesday so that I can start doing my circle prospecting ahead of time. I'm going to call around to other homeowners in the area and just give them a quick call and say, hey, this is Sarah with Christine and Company. Just calling to let you know I'm going to be doing an open house this weekend over at that house you probably saw it for sale, right, on 123 Street, just down the road. Just wanted to give you a heads up. There's probably going to be a little bit of extra traffic out this weekend, and we would love to have you come pop by and take a look. Thanks so much. Right? Something to that effect. Circle prospect, draw attention, get the interest up around your open house. Number four, create social media posts. So you want to, again, be driving attention and intention into your open house. Create a social media post, promote it, put it out there. Number five, door knock. This is a really important step, right? So you've already set yourself up to do the circle prospecting. You've already called around the homeowners in the area. Now you're going to go and actually knock on the doors, invite people to come, let them know what's going on. I typically like to go at least 10 doors over this way, and then 10 doors, if it's kind of near an intersection or near a cross street, like 10 houses back and forth, right? So try to get at least a good 20 to 40 homes that you've gone and door knocked around that open house, inviting people to come, letting them know there's going to be some extra traffic. And I really want to set myself up to do this at least a day before, if not the morning of my open house. If I'm going to do it the morning of, right, you want to set yourself up, plan accordingly. Make sure you check traffic ahead of time, know your driving time, get yourself to where you're going to be to go door knock at least an hour and a half to 2 hours before your open house. This way you can go, door knock around homes. You can go if it's near some like businesses or coffee shops, go door knock around there, leave flyers, promote it, right? You want to generate as much attraction and attention on this open house as possible. Let's see, number 6, have multiple signs and balloons and flags, everything that you can, right? Everything that you can do to draw people. Hey, there's something going on here. I want to come and check it out. I want to know what that house looks like. So have as many directionals as you can, the A-boards, the H-stick frames that stick in the ground. Have as many signs as you can pointing and directing people where to go to find this open house. Have balloons on all of those signs. All of those signs that you have out on the different streets pointing people, have the same color balloon, or if you want to do one balloon or two balloons, have them be the same with consistency so people know, okay, this is where I'm following. These are the breadcrumbs, right, of where to come to this open house. And then number 7, what I like to do, and again, this is something you need to have set up in your schedule ahead of time, but go tour or at least drive by 2 or 3 other similar homes in that neighborhood that are for sale. Because if you have buyers that come into the open house and they're not sure if this home really is the right fit for them, or they didn't like that it only had 1.5 bathrooms instead of 2, what else is on the market in that area, and you can talk to them about it, especially if they don't have an agent, right? I'm going to offer, hey, I do have some openings this afternoon I could do like a 4:30 or 5 o'clock if you guys want to go and take a look. That way we can really get a good comparison to see which home feels like the right fit for you, right? So go tour, drive by, get familiar with what else is out there on the market in that area. Okay, and number 8, I am not always the best at doing this with consistency, so don't use me as example, but I'm telling myself because I got to get back and doing this too. Go live at the open house, right? This is all, again, just stemming back from drawing attention and intention into having as much traffic as possible into your open house. Number 9, have everyone sign in. I know a lot of people are like, oh, I don't want to give you my information. No problem. I got it. Look, the owners are just asking that we have everyone sign in who comes through their home. I'm sure you can understand you would want to know who's coming through your home, right? If you're not home. We're just asking that everyone signs in. But when people are signing in, right, I'm going to make sure I'm kind of keeping track and noting whether or not they write down an agent's name. And then I just ask them, oh, and by the way, who are you working with right now? I want to find out. I'd never ask them, do you have an agent? Because a yes or no question often gives them the option of what? That's right. Saying, yeah, no, I have an agent, right? Just like getting out of the conversation. So I ask them, who are you working with? Which begs them to give me a name versus a yes or no. So, but make sure you just have everyone sign in, get contact information, because, fingers crossed, your open house will be busy and you may not be able to have a conversation in depth with every single person, and you want to be able to follow up because the follow-up is key. That is where you're going to get a lot of people, is in that follow-up. So number 9, have everyone sign in. Number 10, if possible, have a lender host the open house with you. Why? Because when you have a lender there, especially if you've got people who aren't yet pre-approved, or they're just really unsure about what interest rates are doing, what their options are, what they can make happen for themselves, having a lender on hand with you, and not just any lender, right? Make sure it is a lender you know and trust, that is reliable, that's communicative, that is going to really be like your partner working with you, on the same page to make sure that you guys get that buyer. So if at all possible, have a lender there to work with you who can help kind of further along the conversation, help get that buyer ready to get pre-approved or start taking the next steps, right? So those are my 10 top tips of having an awesome open house. Schedule them. Be consistent. Start doing it on Wednesday. Get yourself set up. Target the average price point. Circle prospect. Create social media posts. Door knock. Have multiple signs, balloons, flags, all the things. Tour and drive by a few comparable listings. Get an idea of what else is out there. Go live. Have everyone sign in. And have a lender who's going to be able to have your back and be there to help further those conversations. All right, guys. I hope that helps. I hope that's super informative for you, and thanks so much for watching.